Good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe! Hello and welcome to another YouTube video. We're joined today by Z, and you can check his work out under Nymphadora. Here, it's Friday.
Hey there.
Um,
Hey, thanks for having me again, Daniel.
yeah, it's awesome. I enjoy. It was awesome last time, and it should be great this time. You know, I enjoy talking
Yeah,
to.
let's hope so.
Yeah, it was really cool to talk to you last time. I enjoyed it. Yeah, last time we had both of you.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Both of yous last time, which of Nymphadora, which is UZ, and also what's her name? And also
Oh,
Valentina.
you got a new illustration going on this time. What do you have there?
So this is page 2. Yeah, page 2 of my little children's book that I'm making at the moment. Um,
Oh, nice.
so yeah, I'm illustrating that up at the moment from from page 1 to um, I think it's going to be a
How many pages is it gonna be?
yeah, it's going to be probably, I'm aiming around 13 pages, around about. I don't want it to go
Hmm.
on any longer than 15. It's just a sweet short story that kids can yeah, quickly kind of, well, not quickly, but you just read it and it won't be overwhelming for them, kind of a thing. um,
Yeah.
yeah, simple kind of short story.
Are
um,
you writing the story as well?
yeah, yeah. Me and also my partner is helping me out doing writing that as well. I've got the main story in my head and I've like quickly typed it out, kind of a thing, in InDesign. So I use that for my kind of editing, that kind of thing.
Uh-huh. Okay, so it's a two-person team on this one. Cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not a big on English. Well, I'm not big at writing books and things. I've always struggled with
Yeah.
spelling, with you know um, making my sentences and those kind of things make sense
Yeah, so
sometimes.
you got someone who's good at that, and you're good at drawing, so you take you're
Mm,
each of your own strengths and combine it, right? Like
mm.
you go Voltron.
Exactly. It's great. Yeah, it's really cool. There's lots of people that do that. Like um, yeah, they'll take other people's strengths to help them,
Yeah,
get better.
I mean, sounds like a good idea.
Mm. Like she just helps me kind of get the words right. I mean, I read a book before about a robot called Junkyard Adventures, and that was kind
Yeah.
of a team effort in a way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because it's like I wrote down most of the words and everything, and then I would go see someone in my class at the time to tweak it, and then I would go see like someone that really knew how to write books and things. Help They'll help me, and then I'll go back to another student to help me, and sometimes I might pass it to the teacher to help me. So there's all sorts of tweaks and um, all sorts of story changes as well. Like there was a point where it was like, well, what's the purpose of this, and why is he here, and answering all these questions really strengthened the story a bit more, which was good.
Yeah.
Mm. So, what have you since our last stream? What have you been up to since then?
Art-wise, I've been doing some exploration still.
Mm.
I was experimenting with how to come up with more interesting ideas and be more spontaneous. So one of the things I did was Inktober.
Oh,
It
awesome.
was if if you know about it already, or have you any knowledge of that Inktober?
Yeah, yeah, I did that this year.
All right, cool. So I've never done it before, or at least not very seriously. So this time I decided to give it a good effort, and I was doing it for maybe almost a whole month. Didn't quite manage,
Mm.
but it was a interesting experience. I just tried to do something that I don't usually do, which is start without any sketching and without any kind of planning for ideas. So I just sit down and take a brush and a
Mm.
pen and just draw and make every line kind of the final line. So and I do that for maybe half hour, and some interesting stuff comes out of it.
Mm.
So I was trying to take this mode of working of being quite spontaneous and put it into my other works after my illustrations later was kind of being fueled by this what happened in this experiment, and
Mm.
it's pretty interesting. Some of the stuff. I think you were in my Discord server, and I was posting the newer sketches in there.
Mm. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I've seen some of your
Yeah.
ones. Yeah, the Discord you have is Utopia Imagineeria. I think you may
Yeah.
be able to ask for links through his DeviantArt. Um, if you guys are interested in joining that, um, yeah, because it's great. Yeah, I did do Inktober,
Yeah.
and
Cool.
did you use the prompts?
No, I didn't.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, everyone does it in their own way. Like, some people they make up their own prompts for the month. Um, Others
Yeah.
use like another set of prompts. Like, there's a Spooktober, so they have like 30 spooky words, or 31 spooky words. But yeah, you were more trying to experiment and just um, yeah, just coming up with things spontaneously. Um, for me, I use the prompts, and the main focus for me for that month was getting better at learning how to draw human anatomy, because it's one of my weaknesses, and character design as well. Um, but it's always
Yeah.
mm,
There's a lot of interesting prompts. Like you can probably find one that really suits you. I'm sure
mm,
if you look around. And yeah, like the way you do it is really good also. I mean, you do what you think benefits you in the moment, right?
mm, exactly. Yeah, it's what, like, I usually take it every year as a as an exercise that it builds um, what I've got, rather than something that's like, oh, I'm gonna draw 31 amazing inks that everyone will rave over. I'm more just trying to use it to help me get better at doing something. Um, I'm not fussed if the inks turn out pretty bad, or anything like that. I just um, open up my sketchbook and draw that. I do For that, I did like 45 minutes ish a day. Um, that was at work in the hours that I could have. I have a 15 minutes in the morning, half an hour for lunch, and 15 minutes in the afternoon um, to do that. And in the morning and lunch, I was, basically I was drawing my ink getting it right. I think, I don't know if you're disconnected. Um, yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
maybe I think it's a better idea if you don't have such a, big plans. Like I'm going to
Mm,
make really awesome illustrations and then later I'll sell them as prints
mm,
and things like that. So
mm,
maybe it's already such like a daunting thing to do something consistently every day for a month.
mm. Yeah,
I think
definitely.
it's already a really good exercise if you just do some, if you put anything on with ink on a page every day for a month, that's good enough.
Mm. Exactly. It is. It's a challenge in itself just to, do it every day, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah. I mean, I did daily drawing for like maybe 2 3 years, um,
Yeah,
and
huh?
because mostly it was because at design school, um, I felt like that I wasn't drawing every day at some times. So what I'd do is as soon as I get to course, um, or before I get to course, depending on what time I leave home, um, I would spend 5 10 minutes doing a random drawing. Sometimes it might be a bit longer. It might be half an hour to an hour, doing a drawing, but just doing drawing or whatever. Um, Sometimes there might be a theme for the month, or the couple of weeks or so. Um, Other times it's just randomly drawing cubes, just making sure that I draw it every day, no matter what, improving it. Um,
And you were doing that for, you said, last two years or something?
about so I did stop it about a year ago, and a year ago I did it for about 2 or 3 years, I think, maybe 2.5, and yeah,
Wow,
it.
that's really good.
Mm,
I don't think I ever managed that. That's
yeah,
very consistent.
yeah. It was a tough thing. I mean, you know, during Christmas, during every day, it doesn't matter what.
Rain or shine, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's some people that do that. There's Cryptid Creations, and he does a digital painting every day. That and it just blows my mind that he does that in one day. Um, and he's done it for the last like 3 years, like 2 3 years. I remember back at School of Design, finding his work, and he was already on like day 30 or something. And now I
Wait,
look at
who?
it,
Which, I didn't catch the name.
Cryptid Creations.
Cryptic
Um,
Creation. Okay, that does sound familiar now.
yeah, he's done it for like 5 years now. Like I remember back at School of Design, one of my first years, seeing his work, and it was like he was on day 30 or something of it, and now he's on like day 2000 or something. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Oh yeah, I have seen this before, of course.
he's going so hard at it. It's like, oh my gosh. um it's great to see that, because it's like there are people out there working, doing this, you know every day, no matter what. um yeah, I mean, I think he's had one day where he was in hospital for some reason, so he unfortunately couldn't do a post. Um, and he did also do Inktober one year, where he did the his normal digital painting, and then he would do a traditional drawing as well every day for that month. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's doing a digital painting, and now he's doing a traditional painting every day. um, but I mean, the good thing about Inktober and this kind of thing, it does end. At the end of Inktober, you can be like, oh, I don't have to
Yeah.
do this anymore, kind of a thing. But
Yeah.
that's a good thing and a bad thing because with Inktober it teaches you if you really want to get good at just that traditional drawing, inking kind of a thing, it really teaches you to just manage your time and do it every day. Um, a lot of people say, "Oh, why can't you do it every day rather than just for the 31 days in that month?" Um, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it teaches you that, which is good. Yeah, so yeah, I was saying that this is page 2 of my book, and this is the final tweaks of it basically. Um, I think with this book, I'll basically just try and get everything pretty much finished, and then I might go back onto it. Like when I piece the whole book together, in the final thing, I might be like, oh, this tone, I know how to fix this tone now, and see if I can fix it. Or yeah.
Yeah, sounds like it'll be a really good learning experience.
Hmm. There's like one video I was watching the other day. It's a Bobby Chia one. He was one of the artists there. I can't remember his name. He was talking about how he had like a collection he was painting of big paintings. He was talking about how he just starts in the middle. You don't start from the start or the finish. Because like, for
Wait,
instance,
what do you mean? The middle of the story, or?
yeah, he'll start in like the middle of the story he was creating, I think it was.
Uh-huh.
Because like, if you start from start to finish, the paintings will look like they'll start getting better and better towards the end.
I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Because you're getting better at this process.
Where you start in the middle, you've got that painting, you start getting better towards.
You got a strong beginning and a strong ending. Huh?
Yeah, which is an interesting.
That sounds pretty pretty reasonable. I might write that down for later reference.
It's an interesting concept. It definitely a food for thought kind of a thing for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I could have started in the middle of my book here and done that, but I'm kind of just diving into it kind of a thing. So I'm still slowly writing the story while I'm creating the imagery, and it'll piece together at the end. But it's different from what he's doing, because he's doing traditionally, so it's very hard to go back and paint over your traditional stuff. Sometimes it is.
Yeah, hard.
Well, it's a bit more difficult. Like, there's a certain point where you might just be ruining your painting if you continue it traditionally. At some points,
You could do the same thing with digital. I mean,
Exactly. You can go back
But the point is, you can't go. Yeah, if you notice you've been ruining your painting for the last 2 hours, then you can undo and go back to it. It's a bit easier. That's definitely true. Although it's easier in terms of the technology allows you to do it, but it may be still hard for you to throw away. You feel like you're throwing away 2 hours of effort. There's like this mentality that if you put in some time and effort, it must be getting better. So you could be tricking yourself into keeping that worse painting because you've spent so much time in it. Even if you could go back, I think that might be worth considering, like the mental block rather than the tool.
Exactly. Well, yeah, working 30,000 hours on a piece, or, well, not that amount of time, but, working so many hours on one piece doesn't exactly make it the greatest piece you've ever done. Um,
Yeah, definitely not.
it's just the um, amount of thought and um, the whole process of it makes a
And
piece.
I notice sometimes is your ability to see, because the more I work on something, I have a tendency that I like it the more I work on it, whether it's getting better or worse, or kind of staying the same. And I learned this recently because when we were traveling together, Tina's computer broke,
Yeah, yeah.
so she had nothing to paint with. So I was painting, and she was giving me ideas and looking over my shoulder and being like art director. And then
Yeah.
she would come and just, I've been struggling on the painting for a long time. I don't know what to do with it. I just kind of push some stuff here and move it around, and it's not getting anywhere. Then she'll come and say something in like two sentences,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll be like, "Well, what? How come I didn't see that? It's so obvious." So it's hard to divorce yourself from what you're doing enough to see whether it's good or not. This not getting attached to it. That's why there's so many. If you talk to some experienced artists, they recommend different kinds of tricks to do that. Some people say you should flip your canvas very often, or turn it upside down, or make it black and white, and change it back. Some people say you get up and walk around and close your eyes. Some people say you work on minimum two things at the same time, and you kind of switch between every once in a while, so that every time you look, you have fresh eyes. So there's all kinds of these tricks that help you to not be so attached to what you're doing that you kind of refuse to change it because it's yours. I made this. I put my time into it, so I want to keep it, and then that stops you from seeing the obvious like mistakes, how to improve it.
Exactly.
And I think about this topic sometimes because it's really funny how come we can't all be great artists, because if you show most people two paintings, one is random let's say high school kid, and one is Caravaggio Jesus painting, people will say, well, this one's obviously better, it's got the right lighting and nice colors, and they'll be able to point out what's good about it, or at least they'll be able to tell that it is good. And so we have this one piece of the puzzle, what looks good, and then you have another piece of the puzzle which is something like Photoshop that lets you put any kind of pixels you want anywhere you want, right? It's completely not rocket science. You take a brush, you put some pixels. So if you know what's good, what looks good, and you know how to put colors down, how come we're not all great artists? So what's missing? And I'm wondering about this, and I think it's something to do with that inability to do what is good, because we are somehow attached to somehow not looking. We're not looking enough. We're too busy doing and not really seeing what we're doing. So that's one of those, I guess, artist shower thoughts.
Yeah, it's definitely a good point. Like, I mean, there'd be a ton of things that I've missed in this painting, and probably soon. when I get the whole book together, I might get it tweaked and stuff. Well, critiqued to push it forward if I need to. One
And
step
how
at
are
a
you
time.
going to, where are you going to publish it?
Well, at the moment I've got to get all the pages pretty much there per se. And then I might get it critiqued. Like I might use your Discord, or I might find other Discords that I'm a part of that there are just other artists out there that I can be like, well, can you take a look at this and um, show me what you think, I could change to make it better.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yes, sure.
yes.
I'd be happy to do that.
Hmm. So once I've got all the pages pretty much done, then I will get that final tweak and be like, well, do you think I can change anything? Do you think I should leave it how it is, or that I'll get it critiqued and just edit it. I mean, I'm looking at just printing it myself, so it'll be a simple binding, and then see what happens from there on. But yeah, at the moment I'm just enjoying creating it, and
Oh, that's good.
I just really
Yeah.
enjoy how every page looks, and seeing. I feel like I should try doing that flipping a bit more though, because you don't see a lot of flipping in my work. But yeah, I should try that a bit more, I reckon. I do a lot though. You know I've got a lot going on. I have to go to work every now and again. I have to go do other chores and things, so I'm always constantly having breaks. It'd be like 20 minutes of sitting down doing work, or 15, and then it's like, oh, I have to go do something now, and then I have to come back to it, and then it's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing to this piece now, and then it's like,
Ah,
oh,
yeah, I know what you mean.
you know so it's like, oh, I'll take a break for 10-15 minutes, and then sometimes I'll spend like 45 minutes trying to figure out this painting. But so I end up deciding, like, I usually end up deciding like 10 minutes in. If I can't do anything on it, then I'm like, okay, I'll move on, do something else. And then if I still don't know what I'm doing, if I'm like, oh, I don't know how to make this better, I don't know how to actually, like, the big deal at the moment for me is conveying that is nighttime here, um, and getting that right, um,
Yeah.
without it being like too dull for the kids. That's all like pretty really dark and luminous, that kids will be like, oh, I don't really like this image. So it still has some vibrant colors in it that they're like, oh yeah, this is, you know, cute little hedgehog there, and um, he's sniffing that smell coming from the kiwi fruit.
Yeah.
Kind of it shows them the story and everything. I don't want to make it too dull that it's scary nighttime for them, and they'll be like, oh, I don't want to read this book anymore.
Yeah.
So that becomes a challenge throughout the book, and I'll run into that where I'll get halfway through the book, and then I'll get like pretty good at drawing nighttime, and I end up going back through the book and being like, oh, this is how I render nighttime, and tweaking each page like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much that's what I expect really. If you're not, if you haven't already illustrated maybe 20 books or something, that you'd want to, by the time you finish the last painting, you go back and think, I should really tweak these. These don't look anything like the last paintings.
Exactly. You need them to be Yeah, quite cohesive. You don't want.
Yeah. But
Mm,
although I think maybe if your goal is to just finish the book, excuse me,
it's all good.
you could just as well move on to the next project and
Mm,
take what you learned and put it somewhere else. I mean, in theory, you could keep tweaking this one book forever.
exactly. Um, and yeah, that's the other thing is I can't, I can't spend all the time in the world on one page. I've just got to keep moving forward, and you know, I do want this book to, be out sometime next year. I don't want it
Yeah,
to be like coming 2019 and then 2 years later, oh, coming 2020. I do want to finish it and
yeah,
get it out there. Um,
yeah. I think that's there's a lot of articles and things from creators who say that.
yeah, exactly. I mean, there's no such thing as perfection. Um, you know, it, there's always something you can improve on, which is a good thing, I reckon. Yeah, awesome. How long? We got about 10 minutes ish. Yeah, so it's been good. Um, yes, this is my story. Um, I hope you guys are liking it. Seeing page one, and this is page two. This is part two, the final, touches to it. So it's been good. And I've got page three underway. It's actually close to being finished. Um, so that means my YouTube videos are slowly catching up. I'm just keeping up with it because I've been busy. Um, yeah, I've been quite busy with work and also just trying to keep up with these YouTube videos. Um, but yeah, please like, share, subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It's awesome to have people watching this, and just keeping up with my progress from this book. And yeah, I'll just we'll get it published. So hopefully one day, that'll be awesome. You still there, Z? It went offline. But yeah, we're talking about self improvement and things. That's great to have. Here I'm working on the fencing. The fencing was quite a challenge, I would say. It's because this is the first time we've seen the fence. I think Z's back. Yeah. Yeah, this is the first time I've seen the fence, so for this book I'm delving head in. I'm not like with my other book. I had already designed the characters, and for one project I also had to paint the middle page or something. It was like a random page. It ended up somewhere in the middle. Yeah, and so I had already kind of sculpted a look for the how the characters would look and how the environments would look. So with here, I'm kind of building as I go. I'm building what the character looks like. Trying to keep this character looking the same character. I don't want him to look like a different hedgehog. Yeah, this last night I heard some hedgehogs, which was really cool. I really enjoyed going outside and looking at these hedgehogs. It was quite rainy and wet, but it was just interesting to see them in the dark. I would like to get some photos of them. Then it might have helped to draw these guys in the night. I think Ze's back. Not too sure. Well, I don't know. I think he went offline. You there, Z? Yeah. But yeah, I've had Z in before. It was awesome. He was him and Valentine with Nymphadora, David DeviantArt page together, and it was good to get both of them in. And today I've just got Z in. Maybe one day I might just have Valentine talk to her as well, because I quite like doing that. It's quite cool. Where I had Comic Queen and what's the other one? Yeah, Comic Queen and yeah, the two twin sisters, which was awesome to, you know, I had them individually and then I had them as a group stream. It's Comic Queen and give me 1 second, look at the name. Yeah, but that was an awesome talk. They're both from Mexico. It's awesome. I can't remember the other name, but no, it's not. But yeah, that was an awesome chat we had. That yeah, we get together and we all talked. Because I got to ask one person all the questions, and then I asked the other person another set of questions, and then I got to talk to them both together as a set of questions, which is really awesome. And they do appear every now and again. I've had some awesome artists in this year, which has been great, and I'm now doing videos every week, which is great. I really enjoy. Oh, Nico and Tashu is the other one. And there's so many artists that come in, you know, they're all from around the world. Z here is from Croatia, which is awesome, and yeah, everyone all around the world. There's been some net plays, obviously, you know, with heavy net internet discording from other sides of the world. You know, some of the net plays up, but it's been good. At the moment I've now got ultra fiber, which is really cool, because it's really helping these streams get better, which is great, because, you know, it goes more smoother, yeah, and things go great now. There's obviously is a little bit of cutting every now and again, that I do have to fix up sometimes. Well, I don't fix them up, but, you know, they do go wrong sometimes. There's net things that happen. I mean, you know, my net's not the greatest either, but I make do with what I do, and I try and get these streams as good as I can for you viewers. They are streams, they aren't, you know, cut, edited versions. They are live streams, they are what they are, which is good, because, you know, we have quite open and on the, you know, really quick talks, which are awesome to have. I think Ze's back.
Hey Daniel.
Yeah,
Hey, sorry about that.
It's all good. Yeah, I was just talking a bit about this channel. Yeah, like, I think last time we had a stream, it didn't go, you know, the most best. I think it cut out quite a bit. But, you know, things...
Yeah, I lose a word or two from you once in a while, from the connection. But mostly it's okay.
But, I mean, now I've got fiber, which is it's better than what I used to have. So the net's a bit better on my side for the moment. Yeah, so that's been Z in today. Um,
Oh, maybe you can mention to people that there's also a Discord server for anyone who wants to have their artwork reviewed or get suggestions and ideas about improving, and they can just hop into Discord where it's just for artists to hang out and share their work, inspiration, and get feedback. Help each other get better.
awesome.
I can give you the link there in a sec.
Yeah, I'll put a link in the channel. The thing with Discord links, though, they do expire, unfortunately,
Right.
after a certain time.
Yeah, I set this one to never expire, so hopefully,
Oh, well, that's awesome.
I hope that's how it works.
Yeah, that will be
I don't know
down.
if it actually works like that though, but let's hope so.
Awesome. Well, that'll be down in the description. You can find it through their YouTube stream that you've been doing lately. What, you've done 3 episodes so far for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, when I was traveling, my computer also broke, and I'm on a temporary computer, so
Oh, yeah.
things have been a little bit, rocky. That's why I haven't been doing the streams. But yeah, usually I was planning to do them every week or every 2 weeks, and that's from the people who submit their art and say, "Hey, can you tell us how to improve this?" And we do something about that. And it's still going, and I still have new ideas, and I'm having other friends, other artists who are also really good, and they want to also contribute. So maybe I think in the next episode we'll have a friend of mine from art school who is also a great illustrator, and he will come and talk about composition and shape design and things like that he's good at. So yeah, should be interesting. Hope you check it out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Seeing more of that. I think I've watched 2, and I'm about halfway through the 3rd. But yeah, it's awesome to see that. I really like the shape one you talk about, how you basically create the overall shape first, just of the two, the light and the dark, and then yeah, you build up from there, kind of a thing.
Was that helpful for you?
Yeah,
That's good.
it definitely, gives me something to think about, something to try if I do get like too stuck on creating something, as well.
Great to hear.
Yeah. I'll end it with one last question. Do you think it takes more time to start a piece than finish it?
Sorry, I didn't get the whole question. How much time?
Does it, for you, does it take more time to like start the piece, get it underway, than it does to like finish the piece off?
Usually it takes longer for me to finish. I have a lot of sketches and ideas. It's more easy for me to get interesting sketches and things started than for an artist. At least for I don't know, like concept artists, people who tend to think more and visualize more. When you have a sketch, or sometimes even a scribble, you can see what the final pretty much looks like from that scribble. You can just picture it. Then for the artist, that's done. Like the rest is just putting what they see on the canvas so that other people can also see it. And sometimes it's not so interesting if you have to, spend 40 hours putting that down. So that's, for me, it's harder it takes longer, it feels like, to finish something rather than start it.
Definitely. Yeah, for me, I feel like it does take a long time to finish something. But yeah, it can take a bit of time to actually start something sometimes, like getting the actual thing down, the final drawing down, so you can get it underway. But these days, I usually have my sketches pretty well there, and I can just go from the sketches and tweak it from there. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
been me and Z today, under the DeviantArt / Fedora. You can find their work there. Yeah, and their YouTube channel there too, which you check out. Yeah, thanks everyone for checking us out.
All right. Thanks, Daniel, for having me. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
And good luck on your project.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye.
See ya.